Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment.
I like a little vanilla in my life, and I might one day be a white dude's wife. That's alright. Yeah, I got a type. Some people don't like it, but the swirl is the hype. When I see a cute guy, I always gotta think, is he down with the brown? If he is, we about to link. And I ain't talking about the TikTok boys looking for clout, cause we can see right through the facade. Gross me out. I wonder, will he ever like me back? Imagine liking white boys when you're black, especially when you're from the south. The guys that like me are yeehaws with tobacco in their mouth. My celebrity crush, my little cinnamon bun. Ooh, that boy's the one, and I'm still not done. I never met him, he never met me. If he ain't down with the brown, what he about to be? But I digress. Y'all never mind the rest. I just like what I like, speaking from the chest. But hit me up if you're looking for a black girl, cause you know that this girl is down with the swirl. I'm just saying.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Tonight, it's daytime. I'm so used to doing lives at night. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good Sunday. I'm having a pretty good Sunday. I showed that picture because people are going around saying I'm caping for black women and I'm being duped by black women, and yeah. And you see my last video, right? Where I had a little bit of issue with my buddy over in the manosphere section. Um, you know, I guess he thought we had a respectful moment that I would not defend black women because we were cool for a little bit. I'm going to protect black women no matter what. Okay. I don't care if they're in the swirl, they're divested, or they're pro black, or look, we're supposed to protect women. Okay. That's how I've been raised. That's, you know, we got to be respectful, And if you see my post I put up there, those of us that love black women, okay, we need to have love and respect for all black women, whether they like us or not, whether they're down with the swirl or they don't want nothing to do with this. We got to still have love and respect, okay? And look, it's about winning the hearts and minds. It's about breaking the barrier of the stereotypes and the generalizations and all the crap that's been pushed out there. It's time to break that. It's time to go for the best option, whatever that option is. Okay? Just being race loyal because we look alike is damn stupid. Okay? If the person in your race is the best option, go for the best option. If not, go for the best option. Okay? And the thing of it is I'm not going to sit here and not be polite and respectful to a woman that don't believe like I do. That's dumb. We got to have love and respect. Okay, we're men. We're supposed to protect women, regardless of who she's dating, who she's married to, or what she believes in. Okay, and that was my whole thing. You're not going to come on here into my house and disrespect people from my panel. Okay. And the biggest thing, they were trying to use Miss Elite because she ain't a swirler. And okay, I never thought she was. But she's a woman, she's a lady, respect her. That was my whole point. Now he didn't just attack her, he attacked one of my followers on my channel. Okay, they kind of left that out like I'm being duped and being deceived by black women. That's not the case at all. I'm protecting. Okay. And we should protect women. We should look. Treat them with respect. Why am I going to go in on a woman because she's not swirling, but she hadn't done nothing to me, but I'm going to what? Man, I'm just saying. But I don't want to, I want to leave that alone. Okay. We need to love and respect Black women. Okay. And look, I'll talk to Black women, whether they're not just divested or swirlers, or I'll talk to pro Black women too. I want to know what they think. I want to know why they think white men are evil, or, you know, or whatever. I want to know because I want to know our shortcomings. You know, I want to know, you know, because see, it's strategic. And I want to put forth the truth. We're not all racist. If we're white men, we're not all racist. We're not all fetishizers and lustful weirdos running around out there. I want to break those stereotypes, those generalizations. Okay? I want to get the hearts and the minds of the pro-Black women, the ones that say they won't date out. And I want to know why. And I want to show them that there's other men that love them, that they have other options, that we're not all what they've been told. And I want to break that propaganda. I want to break that conditioning. Okay? But anyway, today's show, I want to hit this topic. When it comes to interracial relationships, what brings Black women and white men together, and what keeps us apart? Okay? This is an important topic because, you know, we get together and a lot of us have success. We have good marriages. We find love. We end up opening up our hearts to each other. And, you know, I've been married to my wife over 29 years, you know, and we open up to each other. We love each other and we want to be together, always have. And we got a great marriage. We got a good family. We got, you know, I never thought I'd be blessed so much. I never thought I'd have it so good. You know, but if we listen to the people around us, our so-called friends and some family members, we wouldn't have got married. We wouldn't have what we have. And see, there's beautiful things that bring us together. Okay. And I'm going to dig into that. I'm going to talk about that, guys. You know, and for those that say I cape for Black women, no, I'm protecting. I have a desire to protect Black women. This caping, I don't know. I guess that's their form of saying protecting. No, it's more. Okay, sorry. I'm having some mic issues. I barely touch this and it goes off. But did you move? No, I didn't move. I'm in the guest bedroom. Our studio is being, we're doing some remodeling. I moved the desk out of there to another room where my wife can, you know, do her work in another room where she don't have to use the studio all the time. And I'm just, we're doing some renovations to the house. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to be here for a little while. I'll be back over there in my studio though. But, you know, anyway, I don't want to get off subject about that. But what brings us together? What tears us apart or keeps us from coming together? Okay? Because this is a real thing. Because I've seen Black women, white men that have love for each other, but end up breaking up, end up not moving forward because they listen to their family, their friends. Oh, well, society don't like it. They're so different. You know, we don't want to see you get hurt. That's the speech I was told. You know, most of the people that were against it, and I believe some of them were genuine. They didn't think it'd work because society's so damn evil, and they didn't want to see me get a broken heart. And I get that, but the problem is we live too much and by what society says. We live too much, you know, in the collective. We live too much, believing we gotta stick up for people that look like us, believing we're superior to others, and that's garbage. That's crap. You don't fight white supremacy with black supremacy. You just got racial supremacy. You can't fight racism with racism. It don't work. But anyway, there's just so many things that bring us together and pull us apart. Okay. And I'm going to cover that. And the first thing I'm going to talk about, what keeps us apart? Or should I go with what brings us together? Which do you want first? I'm going to do both. Hey, Beverly, how's it going? Winter Glow, good to see you. Kathleen King, Gina, good to see you. Betterment, how's it going? Okay. I'll go with what brings us together. I'll go with the blessing first, okay? And then I'll go into what keeps us apart. All right, I got a slide here, okay? And this is kind of general, but I'll break it down. All right, what brings black women, white men, and white men together? Okay, and this is coming from the heart, what I think, okay? If you have other reasons, you can tell me. But number one, both find each other different and unique, okay? Opposites attract, right? Okay, black women back in the day, look, when I was a child, I thought black women were amazing and beautiful and awesome. I thought that as 3 years old. But what brings us together, at first we see each other. I look at black women have a unique beauty about them. They're different from other women, that are on the earth, okay? Their appearance, their skin tone, their hair texture, the different hairstyles black women wear. They're different. There's a uniqueness, a unique beauty about them. Okay. Women are beautiful anyway, but black women have a unique beauty, a different beauty, and I find it very attractive. It's beautiful. It's awesome. I love black women's hairstyles. I love how black women dress and how they look. They look beautiful. Okay. And that catches the eye. That's what starts it. Okay. And there's some black women that might find white men attractive because they're different than the men they see. Okay. So, we find uniqueness about each other. We see some, okay. That's number one. Number two, traditional values. A lot of times I found a lot of black women are traditional women, are believe in traditional values. Okay. I've met a lot of women in my life that are women of faith, spiritual women. Okay. They want to have marriage. They want to have a family. And in the white culture, a lot of us were taught and raised that we get married one day. We're going to have, a wife, a family. We look forward to it. And when I was a teenager dating, I always dreamed about being married, having a black woman as a wife, because I was so in love with black women. It's, black women had my heart when I was a boy back in the day. So, I mean, that was my dream. And then I find out black women are very traditional, there's a lot of black women that are very traditional, women of faith, women that believe in traditional family. And that's very attractive because I'm a traditional guy. Okay. Now, not all black women are traditional. I get it. Some are professional, and that's attractive too. Black women, doing amazing things in the corporate world. Okay. Being professional, dressing fine, looking beautiful, having it together. That's beautiful. Okay. That's what attracts us as white men and non-black men. The traditional values, how black women look, they're beautiful. Okay. And it's not, we're looking at them lost and fantasizing about desires, but it's just they're beautiful. They have a uniqueness to their beauty. Black women are very traditional, loving, spiritual women. Not all, but some are professional and they have it together. They were, you know, and black women have an amazing way. They could be traditional and professional. But you want a traditional woman, you have to be that traditional man. It's like what I heard on Lexus Exodus show. She said, if you want a traditional woman, you got to be a traditional man. You got to come and take care of everything, pay all the bills and everything. You can't have her work and expect to have the traditional woman when you're 50-50. If you're a traditional man, you cover everything. Okay. Hey, number 3, emotional and spiritual connections. Look, I've had a lot of emotional connections to black women in my life. Okay. I love black women. I do. Black women have my heart. So I am emotionally connected. Love is an emotion, it's a strong emotion. Okay. Spiritual. I'm a man of faith. And women I've met, most of the women I've been around have been women of faith because of church, because of, my family values. I come from a very traditional family. So emotionally, we have connection. And I think with black women, they when you open up to them, and if she loves you, she loves that emotional connection. She loves for you to tell her how beautiful she is and express your love. And it's okay to have a tear, come down. It's all right. It's not a weakness to have some emotions for who you love. Um, you know, so we have that connection, and that brings us together. Spiritual people of faith, and you'll find that a lot of times black women, white men, we have a lot in common. Okay. No, I'm not saying you can't get that from the same race. I'm just saying this is what brings us together. Number 4, black women are loving, loyal, nurturing, and gives all love into the man she loves. Okay. If a black woman loves you, she's giving you everything. Okay. There are black women that will take advantage of you, but if she loves you, she's giving you everything. That's the amazing thing about black women. They are loving, loyal, and nurturing. And you got to vet, but I believe that's what sets black women apart from other women, is because they're so loving and nurturing, so loyal. And that's a beautiful thing, that we want that as men, you know. Um, and then number 5, white men puts the black woman first and sees her as a treasure, a prize, and a blessing. And I might get hate for this because they say, well, black men see black women like that too. Okay, but I think in general, white men, because of our culture, because the way we've been raised, okay, that the women that we love, we put on a pedestal. Let's be honest, okay? Us as white men, we do that. We've been conditioned to do that. We've been trained. Okay. And I think it comes from the Bible, biblically, seeing the virtuous woman worth more than rubies and precious stones, seeing the woman as a treasure, a prize, something that you value very much. Okay. And I believe white men that love black women, we put black women first. We see her as a treasure and a prize. We see her, she's the beautiful one. When I think of prize, I think of princess. I think of, something that's very valuable in your life, something you've waited for your whole life, you dreamed about, you fought for. And when she's there, she is the prize. And she is a blessing. Okay. And that's what brings us together. Black women, white men, a lot of times we have a beautiful, beautiful chemistry. Okay. And who would have thought that black women and white men would have so much in common? Okay. But that's really what brings us together. Okay. And to come together, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You do. You're going to be mocked. You're going to be ridiculed. And if you don't want to talk about sins of the past and slavery and Jim Crow and all that stuff, because us as white people, we don't really like to talk about it. We know it's evil. We like, oh, okay, yeah, it happened. I'm sorry, but we don't really want to talk about that. It's uncomfortable, right? I don't really like talking about it, but you have to. If you're in a relationship with a black woman, that's going to be thrown in your face. Okay. So, and there's nothing wrong with talking about it. We can't forget about the past. We need to know about it, and learn from it. Okay. And come together, but that's going to be thrown in your face. And you might not have a relationship with a black woman because she has a problem with that, what happened in the past. And even though you weren't alive, you didn't participate in it, you're going to get kicked to the curb. You're going to face rejection, okay, on your quest to date black women. I've been there. I have the t-shirt. It's, it breaks your heart. It's tough. But you see the prize at the end of the road. You see the treasure. And once you get there, it's all worth it. I'm just saying. But that's what brings us together. Okay. Now we got to be strong to come together. We got to be able to handle those issues and, not let it, oh my God, I can't handle talking about this. And a lot of times, white men will not pursue black women because they're afraid that they're going to have to answer these questions or don't understand what a black woman goes through. But anyway, let me get to that slide before I go into that. Okay. But there's beautiful things that bring us together. It's a blessing. And I would say, you know what? And I'll say this to black women. They'll say, well, where are the white men you talk about? And I'll ask them, where do you live? How many white people are in your community? And do you work with them? Do you have any interaction? Because if you're in a predominantly black neighborhood and you don't have a lot of contact with white people, you're going to have some stereotypes and generalizations. You really got to know who you're with. Okay. And I'm telling you, us as white men that love black women, we're not going to go to neighborhoods that are predominantly black to find the black woman because the black woman lives in our neighborhood too. Black women are in every economical neighborhood in America. So we don't have to go to another area, in today's world to find the black woman. In fact, the black woman that grows up in our environment, she's more open, she's more understanding, and it's easier. Okay. I'm not saying don't date women from other communities. I'm just saying it's just, there's no barriers because we grew up together. We know each other, sort of say. My wife grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. So even though I was the first white guy she dated, it was easier than women I dated in the past because she wasn't looking for me to understand her struggle and all the things she's been through. And she was used to being around white people. So it made it, easier. Dating a pro-black woman that's, wants you to understand everything is a nightmare because we can't as white men. We can't. We try, but it don't work. Okay. Let me take this slide down. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about what keeps us apart. Okay. Let's talk about that. All right. Let me get this slide. And look, it's kind of general things, but I'm adding to it. And after I'm done, I'll open up the panel. If you want to speak on this and maybe something I miss or something I don't understand, I'm open to that. I'm about learning. Okay. I really am. But let's talk about this. Okay. All right. What keeps black women and white men apart? Why don't we hook up? Why don't we get together? Why don't white men approach black women? And, and why do some black women don't receive us as white men? Or why don't we, what keeps us apart? Okay. In 2024, we should be able to date whoever we want, love whoever we want. And if we loved each other like God wants us to, we'd be all biracial by now. I truly believe that. Okay. But we're not. So we really don't love each other like we're supposed to. But anyway, don't let me get into that. But what keeps black women and white men apart? Number one, stereotypes, generalizations. Okay, white men are racist, they're fetishizers. White men only want to use you for one thing, a fantasy, and they're all racist. They love to say the N-word, that's what they do. That's stereotypes and generations. It's not true, but it's what's being told. And then you get told that for your whole life, and you watch a couple episodes of Roots, and you say, "Damn, white people are evil, most evil people on earth." Oh my God! I remember when I was little, when that Roots came out, I was like, "Damn, white people are horrible." And I'm wondering, how can you treat people like that? But anyway, stereotypes and generalizations. There are black women that think white people are just, inherently racist, just pure evil, that just want to harm black people. So of course they're not going to date you if they think that about you. And then some think, well, black women, there's a lot of black women that think white men don't like them. So if they're trying to date you, they're going to think, okay, it's a fetishization. It's not because he truly loves me. Okay, which he might love you with all his heart, but you're not giving him a chance because of generalizations. Okay, and then on the flip side, white men, we think, oh my God, black women don't love us. They're all out for the black man. Heck, they call him king, they call him God. They worship black men. So how the hell am I going to have a chance with a black woman? They love black men too much. I don't have a shot. Okay? Even though you see some black women with white men, you say, well, that's just an exception to the rule. It wouldn't apply to me. I have no chance. So I guess I'll stay with Becky and Karen. Maybe Maylene likes me, and that's what keeps us away from black women. Okay. Number two, racial pride, the belief in racial superiority. Okay, this goes black and white. There are black and white people that believe they're racially superior. We all have our strengths and weaknesses as people. One is not better than the other, but some people believe they are better. They believe they're superior. Okay. And if you have someone that has that racial pride, that believes they're racially superior, a lot of times they want to keep their whiteness going or their blackness going, and they don't want to procreate with different people. So that will keep us apart. And then again, why go with the lesser when you're superior? So, that keeps us apart. Okay. But even with that, we still come together. People will see the truth. Okay. All right. Number three, afraid to step out of your comfort zone. That's a big one. Oh my God, what will people think if I date a black woman? Oh my God, what will they think, black women, if you're with a white guy? They'll think you're a traitor, a sellout. The stuff that we've been told as white people in the past to stay away from black people. Black people are doing the same thing with, saying stay away from white people. Okay. And you're going to get some flack if you date out. You're going to be out of your comfort zone. Okay. If you date a white woman as a white man, nobody cares. You can date an Asian woman, nobody cares. You date a black woman, there's an issue. Okay. And there's multiple things that can lead to that. But with black women, they are the best option. And look, I had to step out of my comfort zone, and I would do it a million times over. It's worth it. Getting out of that comfort zone, you might get ridiculed. You might even take a beating physically. I've been there. Okay. But it's worth it, because what you get out of a black woman that loves you is total paradise. It is a total blessing. And I never thought I would be so blessed. I never thought the love would be so good, but it's a love that comes straight from heaven. Okay. But you got to get out of your comfort zone. Okay. And not worry about rejection. Rejection's a part of life. Number 4, afraid of rejection and believing the other does not like them. Okay. Black women and white men have this in common quite a bit. They believe the other does not like them. Black women believe white men don't really like them. If they do, it's a sexual thing. And white men, we just think you're just so in love with that black women are so in love with black men. How the hell we have a chance? I mean, if you're calling them a king and God, dang, why would I try, right? This is what goes through white men's heads, guys. If you want to know what it is, it's because we believe you worship black men. Okay. If we don't know you, until we get to know you and find the truth, we believe that. We believe black women only want black men. So a lot of times we don't even approach. Not that we don't want to, but we don't think we have a chance. And then you got Hispanic women out there that will date us in a heartbeat. You got Asian women that love us. So, and then we don't get no hate for dating Hispanic or Asian women. Okay. You might get some by some weirdos, but usually nobody cares. Okay. But with a black woman, oh my God, there's an issue there. We got to go into slavery. We got to go into Jim Crow. We got to go through every sin of the past the white man's done to be with a black woman. And then we get with the black woman, and then guess what? We don't understand her struggle. We don't understand the racism she's been through. And though we try, we always fail. And that's number 5, qualifiers. Okay. Not understanding another's struggle. Okay. White men aren't going to say, black women, you got to understand what white men go. No, you ain't going to get that. But black women are going to do that. They're going to give you that. If she's pro-black, look, I've dated black women like that want me to understand, okay, if we're going to date, you got to understand my struggle. You got to understand racism. You got to understand this and that. And it's tough because we feel we'll never be good enough. We'll never understand enough. We'll never, be there in that way. So then we get our, it's like, okay, gosh, what? I don't understand a black woman, what she goes through because I'm a white man. And then, that qualifier can be a heartbreaker because you love her, but yet you're not understanding enough. You don't know what she's been through. And even if you try, sometimes you think it can be a nightmare. And then, she probably feeling guilt just being with you. But that's what really keeps us apart. And that's the biggest thing. And I would say to black women, look, just because I don't understand you don't mean I don't love you. Just because I don't understand your struggle don't mean I'm doesn't mean I'm not going to be there for you and love you with all my heart and try to give you the best I got. Okay? And this has been a heartbreaker for me in the past. Dating women that want me to know the struggle. We have a good thing. The physical's good. We have fun. Then we get into this. Okay, you don't understand what black people been through, slavery, all this stuff, and your ancestors did this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I love you. Well, you don't understand what I go through. And it's like, wow. But there are women that get with a black man because, hey, he understands our struggle. We got it in common. We are fighting the same fight. And then, he leaves you, might pump and dump you. And then what? He understood your struggle, and I'm not saying don't try to understand what she goes through if it's heartbreaking and she wants, try to understand. But ladies, black women, understand. White men and non-black men do not know what you go through. We don't. And it's not that we don't care, it's just we don't know. And in my environment, I wasn't raised in a racist, segregated type environment. I don't even know. We never, in my family, I never heard nobody say the N-word. I never heard anybody say racial slurs. I heard people at school and stuff like that, but I wasn't raised in it. So I don't understand. If you tell me you went through racism and this and that, I'm going to be okay, I'm sorry. But I can't relate to that because I didn't live through that. I don't know what that's about. And I've never perpetrated any racial, things towards people. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I know racism exists, but you know what I'm saying? This is the biggest thing. I'm going to tell you, black women, this is what really pushes white men away. We don't understand your struggle. We don't think we'll ever understand it. So we don't think we're good enough. And then you uplift black men. And even when you date out, you say, well, we still love our black kings. And it's like, it's weird. When I dated black women, I didn't say, well, I still love my white queens. No, why would I say that? I just love who I love, right? I don't have to give a qualifier on the way out. But a lot of times that happens. And I think it's just the culture, how you're raised. I think there's maybe a fear of white people, so they tell you the worst that we've done. And then some black women grow up thinking white men are the devil. So why would they give us a chance? And then we see, and we try to date black women, then all of a sudden we have these qualifiers. All of a sudden, we don't understand the struggle and we're not woke enough. Then it's, oh my God. When we can just come together and love each other. And I'd say black women, if you're into dating a white man and you love that white man, give him a chance. Don't hold the past against him because he can't fix it anyway. Okay, now if he says some racial thing and out of line, yeah, correct him. We shouldn't do that. Okay, especially if we were with a black woman. It don't give us a qualifier to, because I'm with a black woman, I could say some racial thing about black people. No, that don't give you. In fact, you should be better than that. But we know the past. We don't agree with it. We know it's evil too, and it's not something we're proud of. But hey, it happened. But with that being said, I know I love black women. I see black women as the best option, the most beautiful woman on earth. You don't stay married for 30 years if you don't really love that person. If you don't think they're the best, it ain't going to work. Too many times, black women, white men do not give each other a chance. They don't seek out the truth. They don't get to know each other. They go on stereotypes, generalizations, and they're afraid to get out of their comfort zone. The good things in life you have to fight for. If you want to be married and have a good wife, a good family, you got to fight for that. You got to work hard for that. That is not a right. It is a privilege. It is a blessing. And I think a lot of times, black women, white men, our relationships are successful because we have to fight the good fight before we even get together. We There's barriers we go through. It's like we are in the vetting process before we even start dating, you know. And not all black women, white men can handle stepping out of their comfort zone. I get it, you know, but I think we'd have a better world. I think we have a better country if more black women and white men and or more black women and non-black men would open up their options. And that's not taken away from black men because black women outnumber black men by over 2 million to get go. And then the ones that date and marry out, the ones that are gay and the ones that don't want to get married, look, I'm not pushing Swirl to investment to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to uplift white men by no means at all. I'm trying to show black women they have other options. Okay? Trying to show them that men love you, that you're beautiful, and you are the best option. I look at numbers, I look at stats, I look at my personal life, I look at others. And I've never seen a white man that's with a black woman come and complain about it. I haven't seen that. Now, I'm sure it happens, but I've never seen it. When I talk to a white man like myself, married to a black woman, it's like we're saying the same things. We have the same thought process. It's like, and it's, oh my God. And you know what that is? It's just showing that the character of black women is showing. Black women have character. Black women have a lot of love. And it's a shame to see black women and white men that love each other, cutting it off with one another because they think, and some of them break up not because they want to. I've heard black women and white men say this. Oh, well, I used to date a black woman back in the day, and I wish I would have stayed with her because she really loved me. It was awesome. But I didn't want to put her through, societal problems. So I felt it was best we break it off. And then years later, it's like they're regretting it. The biggest problem we have in America or the world is we live our life by other people's opinions. We don't live our life the way we want to. We're not looking for people with character. We're looking for people that look like us. And that's pathetic. But anyway, you want to know what keeps us apart? When it comes down to it, the truth is we keep each other apart. We do it to ourselves. We want to believe in people's opinions. We want to believe in propaganda. We want to believe in stereotypes and generalizations instead of going out and finding out for ourselves. Because we're lazy, we're weak, and we're afraid to get out of our comfort zone. I mean, let's just say it like it is. Black women, white men, our relationships are growing. Numbers are going up. It's a beautiful thing. It's a positive thing. But it should be happening in droves if you really look at it. But it don't, because most people go to the path of least resistance. Most people don't want to get out of their comfort zone. Most people want to be left alone. So they just date within their race or, and they say, well, white men do what they want and can do. Yeah, we can. But there's a lot of white men that will not get out of their comfort zone because of what people think, because of what society says, because of my internet is missing. Can you guys hear me? It looks like it says my signal's strong. It says it's stormy. Okay, is it stormy where you're at? Guys, give me a one if you can hear me and the video's okay. Okay, maybe it's where you're at. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, sometimes the internet, but my side the signal's strong. It looks good on my end, but maybe your location sometimes it'll get choppy or depending on the weather, that can happen. But thanks for all the ones, guys. Uh you're in London? Oh, okay. Well, welcome from London. Good to see you. Um, but yeah, if you look at it, why do we not get together anymore? And ladies, if you ask me, where are the white men at that love black women? Why aren't they approaching? There's different reasons why. It's not because they're not interested. It's because of stereotypes and generalizations. And if you live in a predominantly black neighborhood or community, usually white men aren't going to go there unless they live there. Okay. Um, I'd say be where they're at because when I was dating, I didn't go to the so-called black community, and I hate when they say black community, white community. We live together. We're all in different economical, uh, levels. Okay, I live in a, uh, I live in a upper middle class neighborhood. I live in a great neighborhood. And there's black and white people here. Okay, even though the black population is like 2 to 3% in my state, there are black people in my neighborhood. There's black people in my community. Um, so if I'm a young man and I want to date a black woman, I don't have to leave my town. I don't have to go across town to a different neighborhood. I don't. And why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, okay? And with white men, a lot of white men believe in that black women don't like us. It's going to take more than, oh, hey, black women are beautiful. Let me go get a black woman. We we don't do that. Now I did that. I'm a different animal though. I but people see me as weird, but I just went for what I wanted. Was it hard? Yeah. I don't like rejection either. It's not easy getting out of that comfort zone. But if you know what I wanted, I had to do it. And it took a little while to get my courage up, to get and it was, and getting rejected is never fun. We don't like it. I don't like it, but it's part of life. And once you could deal with rejection and see it for what it is, and understand that not everybody likes you, understand that. But when you find the ones that do love you, it's well worth it. You really embrace it. You appreciate it. Sometimes rejection's a blessing. I look at some of the women that rejected me when I was younger that broke my heart, and I'm like, oh my God, thank God she rejected me. Thank God I wasn't her type. Been married 4 or 5 times and never happy. Wow. You know, I found my wife and bam, we've been married. May will be 30 years. So sometimes a rejection could be a good thing. You know, we don't like it though. None of us do. We're human. We all want to be loved. We all want to be uplifted, right? Oh, you can hear me now, Beverly? Okay, I'm sorry about the connection earlier. But yeah, my internet's good on this end. But guys, what really keeps us apart is ourselves. Okay? And I'm not telling black women to chase, but be where they're at. Give them a smile. Sometimes just talking to someone will give a man confidence. I remember being at a place, there was a black woman, and I was young, and she looked at me and smiled, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I went and approached her. That was almost like, now, just because she smiles, don't mean she's into you, right? So, guys, don't get it twisted, okay? If a woman smiles at you, she might just be friendly, but it does give you encouragement because she smiled, she looked your way, you made eye contact. That goes a long ways, ladies and men out there. If you love black women, sometimes just saying hello and approaching. It's okay to tell her she's beautiful. It's okay to say, you wanted to talk to her, you're interested in her. Don't talk about her body parts because she probably slap you or you're not going nowhere. But you can say she's beautiful. You can say, you know, and with black women, a lot of times you're better off just being forward. Be loving and respectful though when you're being forward. But at least she knows where you're at. She knows you're not just being friendly. Get it? And ladies, don't expect white men to be overly aggressive and just come at you. Most of us don't. Most of us don't do that. I'm sorry, there was a pause because I hit my microphone. And you know, but anyway. All right. Betterment of black. How's it going?
I'm good. If I lose connection, please forgive me. There's planes just flying over my head right now, so
Okay, no
yeah,
worries.
I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I think Black women should come out of their comfort zone
Hmm.
and start opening up their options to other races of men. I have said this numerous of times on my channel. And uh, I'm glad that a lot of Black women are stepping away from these century men. That is good. For the Black women that wants to continue to date and continue wanting a relationship and marriage, you got to pick the best option for you.
Yep.
Um, you gotta know because there's two different types of divestors out there. There's divestors that are about healing, getting to know themselves again, and trying to build up their self-esteem. While you got the other sides of divestors that are, you know, they lift up black. Sorry, they lift up other races of men over Black men. And as a Black woman, we should always center ourselves and not always center ourselves around men. Because when you center yourself, the man will come to you. Let him come to you, and everything will fall in place like you want it to. But we need to stop decentering ourselves around men because when we do that, we lose ourselves in the man, and we forget that who we are as a person, who we are as ourselves, and we don't want that. We want to put ourselves first and only ourselves. Like it's okay to have a man around you, but make sure that as a woman, you put yourself first as all times.
Right. Well, I agree. Women should put themselves first. yeah. Um, and go for the best option. I always say that. Um, and it's okay to have a preference, but um, look, I have a preference. It's no,
It's okay to have a
yeah,
preference, but don't lose yourself in your preference.
right.
Don't lose yourself into that, because what's going to happen is it's not going to work out for you if you're losing yourself. Because there there's these divestors that still male centered, and they still put men over themselves, and that's a problem. And I'm not saying that you
Mm.
shouldn't prefer the man that you like. That's okay. What
Oh yeah,
I'm saying is that every woman should uh, vindicate
mm.
every single man that they date.
Right, right. So,
Every man, because every man is different. They're all not the same. We need to Here's the thing: as women, we need to reprogram ourselves in the way we think, because even
mhm,
though we're stepping away from this whole pro blackness and centering ourselves around black men,
mhm.
we still centering ourselves around
Yeah,
other groups of men that.
yeah. You, you know what I think? I think a lot of times black women, because and look, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But
Mhm,
I think that a lot of times black women are loyal. Black women are really loving. They are.
mhm,
And I think they pour into the men, and sometimes it might seem like kind of a worship thing. And don't do that, ladies. You're the prize. We should be after you, not you after us. I never agreed with women competing for men. I think that's
mhm,
stupid. I think that's, of course, you're going to try to look the most beautiful. I get that, but
mhm.
actually pursuing men, we should pursue you, ladies. and and
Right.
and I think what you're saying is don't go worshiping the black man and then change to worship the white man or the Asian man. Just be yourself. Go for the best option.
And
And
here's what
hey,
I'm saying, because when you do that, when you
yeah,
worship a white man, there's other white men out there that are just as dusty,
yeah,
are just as trifling as the black men you're talking about, and we're not excuse my language. We're not having discernment on what type of man we're looking for, and you're gonna have these dust buckets coming out of the woodwork saying that, hey, I'll take you, um, and these are the low end of the white men that most white women don't want, and black women, you shouldn't want these men either, because most of these men, they come from the manosphere.
mm,
We gotta be aware of that. Just because they're white, that doesn't make them better.
yeah,
We
right,
have to
right,
have
right,
a better discernment than what we have, because what's going to happen is we're going to get the wrong type of men.
right.
He's going to
And
mistreat us. He's going to be just as disloyal as black men, and we're going to end up with our hearts broken all over again. We need to protect ourselves as women
right.
and guard our hearts, because we don't want to go through this heartbreak over and over again. It's like what I said, we do not want to run into the vanilla thugs. And does and
Right.
it must and, and
Hey, I
most of
got
them don't have to be acting like black men. There's vanilla thugs in suits that work in these corporate business that
right.
also, they have this mindset.
Yeah,
You
I
know
might
what?
have. Yeah, I might have to cut this off shortly because I got to go get my tailor-made do rag and my grill. But no, I'm just joking. But yeah, you're right, and that's a
You
good
know
point.
what? You can do that on because I'm having a live stream at 7. It's an open mic night. It's a ladies'
Okay,
night.
I after this I got to go with my wife. We got some shopping.
Oh,
We're going to be out and
oh, okay.
about, but
Hmm.
if I get back in time, I'll go. But I don't have the gear to. I was thinking about doing a vanilla thug skit where I
Hmm.
get this gear and look all silly and
You know
just to
what?
get a good laugh.
You know what? You
But
should turn it into a short.
I should, huh?
Yeah, you should turn it into a short.
But I got to learn some slang and kind of make it funny, make it genuine. Because when I try to be funny and talk like that, it sounds like I'm. It don't sound right. It sounds weird. Well, maybe that might be a good thing. It'll be funny because you know. But yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you're right. Ladies vet men. And look, I always said black women are the best option. Look, hey, and I could pull up data. I could give you proof of that. Okay, and it just so happened that's where my heart is, and that's why I got a good marriage. And but you know what? There are black women that did me wrong along the way that used me, and so there's good and bad in every group. But you know, if I was single, I would seek out black women because to me, that's the best option. That's the most loving woman. That's the most caring woman, the woman that's going to have my back. If she loves me, I'm set. I say that, right?
Mhm.
Well, by my experience, it's true. And then I look at the numbers, and it's like when white men marry black women, we do better than any other group of than being with
Yeah.
any other group of women. We do. And
Yeah.
when black men date out, they don't do as good as they do with black women.
And
So
that, and you would think that two black couples will have a longer relationship because we have more in
yeah,
common.
you would think.
However, it's not like that. Like black men and black women have the higher divorces because uh, of reconciled differences. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Well, yeah, and and it's you would think that people that are alike would do better with people that are alike, but
Hmm.
it with but with black women, white men, it's like it, it it's it's strange, but it's beautiful. It's like I I have more in common with black women, always have, than any other group of women, and why is that? It's like we want the same things in life. We want the traditional life. We want marriage. We want children. We just like it, and it just flows. It comes together. But getting together is the hard part. Once we come
Hmm.
together, we do pretty good. But getting there is where that's the biggest obstacle because white men and black women we're least likely to get together. But our numbers are going up. But when we do get together, we have the best results. Why?
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
just sorry, but and I think why is that? And maybe because it's harder for us to come together. Maybe it's because of what we want in life. Maybe because we're dependent upon in our communities to make things happen. Maybe it just comes together first.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just well, I do know, but I mean, it's a general statement, but the numbers are really bearing out the truth. And my thing is why not promote it? Why not, but bottom line is it's your choice. But I would say to black women, put yourself first. Stop putting men first. Stop, you know, it's about you and it needs to be about you. Us as men, we'll get through it. We'll make it through. We might have to have our face pushed in the mud a few times, but we need that.
Yeah, stay away from the B rads.
The B rads, yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
stay away from that. And you're absolutely right. And we got to be on guard. I got to be on guard on my channel, because there's dusty white dudes that come through and looking to hook up. And it's like, no, this ain't what this channel is. Now, you can hook up. I'm not against black and white, black women, white men come together. I promote that, but do it the right way. This ain't a swirling, hot channel where we hook up and no, it's about taking your swirl to investment, taking your swirl to marriage, interracially date to marriage. That's what I promote. I don't promote, hey, oh, she's black, she's beautiful, it's exciting. Hey, can I feel that desire with her? I'll go over here. No. And a lot of times, swirl channels have gone there um, to where they get more wrapped up in the swirl than the investment, more
Yeah.
wrapped up in, you know, what turns us on physically more than what turns us on spiritually and emotionally. You know what I mean? Um, and I don't want that. I don't want to, and sometimes it's hard because you get people that come in looking for that. Okay, but that's not what my channel's about. But
Right.
and I want it to be to investment because we need it in a positive way because some people think, oh, swirling, that's just getting together, and and swirling just means interracially dating, but there's different definitions on swirling. Some look at it as, oh, okay, black and white people like each other, they're swirling. Okay, they're just interracially dating, no big deal. Some look at it as, oh my god, they got sexual desire, they just want to get it on with each other because they're different. No, no. Well, it can mean that, but it can mean so many things. People call me a swirler. Well, I'm married. I don't think that I'm a swirler. I look at as an investor. I'm married to a black woman. I'm not messing with black women. So, in my definition, I'm not swirling. Does that make sense? But some people say, well, you're
Mhm.
with a black woman, so you are swirling. I guess it don't matter, but this is just my look on it. I just don't want swirling to be a dirty word. Um, it can be a very positive thing or very negative. Just like when you date within your race, some people
Mhm.
date for this sexual thing, some people date because they want to get married. Same thing. It just interracially this way. Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say on this. As Black woman, I don't know why like this is a stereotype on Black women, but and I have to say that it has to do with ourselves as well because we always been a service to Black men. But
Hmm.
you gotta Black women, we have to understand like we have to stop helping men. We need to stop. That
Right.
has to go. Because when we do that, it's going to cause men to resent us.
Hmm.
Or, men using us, whichever way. But, we need to stop helping men. Men should already know what to do. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And what?
men should already know what to do in certain situations, like fix a tire, pump gas, cooking and cleaning, helping out in source like that. But when you have a man that don't know how to do all that, that's a problem. It
Yeah.
looks like these men that say they want women to cook, clean, and raise the kids. It looks like they're looking for a mother slash babysitter.
Yeah.
They're not
Well,
looking for a wife or a partner. They want they want the woman to be able to do all these things while they do nothing. Women, stay away from these men. These are
yeah.
men that do not have a mentally capacity that what a man should have. Because when
Yeah.
you're a man, you should already know how to do all these things, like change a tire, fix a car,
Right.
put oil in the car, like do
The,
all try to do all that. But when a woman, like I've seen TikToks of this where women have to change the tire, they have to put oil in the car, and they had to put gasoline in the car, and they have a whole grown ass man
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the passenger seat that can do all that.
Right.
Yes,
And
big overgrown babies. They have. It's like, why are why are these men are not doing this? They should already know how to do this. And I
right.
remember this one TikTok where this woman puts her man on blast for not helping her fill up the tank for her car. He
Right.
should, like, he did not even pay for it. He didn't even volunteer to put gas in the car. And she asked him politely, "Hey, can you help me pump the gas?" And he's like, "Why? Well, like, why should I do that?" It's like these dudes, I swear to God, they're so feminine. They want to take the
Yeah.
role of the woman. It's like, dude, like, get your ass out of the car
Mhm.
and help pump this gas. It's simple. Like, it doesn't take a scientist to just take the pump out of the gas and pump it up. Like, this girl, like, this woman is traveling somewhere with you. At least what you can do is pay for it and pump the gas. Like, these are
Right.
sorry men that women should avoid.
Yeah. And well, it's well, besides the pump gas thing, I know what you're saying. When we get gas, I jump out of the car and just pump the gas, whether I'm driving or my wife is. I, yeah, as men, we should do that. And the thing about traditional men wanting a traditional woman, okay, and I was listening to Lexus Exodus, and she broke it down so beautifully. She said, if a man wants a traditional woman, you got to be a traditional man. That means you take care of everything. Financially, you pay all the bills. You, you go to work, you make the paycheck, and, that's truly traditional. She's not going, doing 50-50 and having a traditional woman ain't going to work because, you know, how are you both going to get home? You're tired from work, and then you got kids, you got to cook dinner, and if you put that all on her, well, that's traditional woman. She does all that. Well, the traditional woman don't work. Um, you know, that's not a traditional setup. That's a 50-50. And if you're in that, you have to help out with kids. You have to help out with the cleaning, cooking, because you can't just overburden the woman with that. She's going, it's not healthy. And that's that's the thing people don't understand. I guess they think, oh well, I grew up, my mom cooked and cleaned, so that's what women do. It's traditional. But yeah, did your mother get a job? Did your mom work several hours? Come on now.
Yeah, they
You know,
they mimic what they see their moms doing. Like,
yeah,
they see their moms doing all the work, the cooking and the cleaning, doing
and
the
they
laundry, and doing all that stuff. It's like, well, I see my mom do it, and they're and I and I call these men mama's boy because they
Mhm.
want a woman that's a mother figure. They're not looking for a partner, but some of
Yeah,
these guys, like, some, these have these mothers that their moms don't let them do anything. Like, that's not healthy for a man. Like, when a when a man gets older, he's going to have a hard time in society if he doesn't know how to do anything.
well,
Like
yeah,
simple stuff like cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the laundry and raising the kids. He's going to have a hard time because he doesn't know how to do all these things, and his mama don't even teach him how to take care of himself, especially learning how to do proper hygiene. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
these, like, I really do feel sorry for these men, kind of, but you're a grown man, learn how to do these things.
yeah. Hey, this here Winter Glow says always pursue an education and degree. You need it as a woman. Today's world, get your yeah.
Hmm.
My daughters are educated, and look, me and my wife have trained them to be traditional women, but in today's world, you don't want to make a woman to where she has nothing because she gets with a dusty dude and has to be on her own. You never know. Um, society has changed so much. I look at my grandparents. My grandmother never worked. She never
Mhm.
drove a car. She didn't do my grandfather took care of everything. Um, that's a traditional family, you know. He worked 6 days a week and brought home the paycheck. She took care of
Mhm.
the household and the kids. That's
Mhm.
tradition. Now, she couldn't do all that working a job. There's no way. So people need to understand this, and you need to look. You're human beings. Yeah, traditionally women have take care of the household and clean, but if you're both working, guess what? You gotta help out. Well, and I look at my life when my kids were little. My wife, when we had children, she didn't work. Um, and I was in the army. I brought home the paycheck. I worked, and she took care of the household. Now, when I had time off, I would give my wife a break because she's with the kids 24 hours a day. So, I know she gets tired. I know she needs time to herself. Just time to watch a TV show, time to sleep in, time to just have your own time. That's very important. And especially if you're both working, you gotta. But I think a lot of times marriages don't work because of that. Because the woman's run through the ringer, and the guy's wanting too much out of the woman. I think um, you want a woman with a paycheck that's submissive, that does it all, and I don't. That never works. You're going to run somebody ragged, and you're going. It's going to be awful. Hey there, Rain.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Nothing was gaming and I caught a live. And I always notice that the conversation never really gets had. It always gets derailed back to black males. And
Yeah.
so I'm kind of disappointed because I do think a lot what really prevents white men and black women
Mhm.
from getting together with one another is I'm sorry, I was gonna mute this. I was gonna say is the fact that you all can't let go of your past.
Mm. Yeah.
And additionally, um it's always brought up with white males that I've had conversations with on how it was drilled in them to be the best, to go out, get a family, and that's what black women were told: go to college,
Hmm.
XYZ. But I don't know what black males have to do with this conversation. And so I mean, it's redundant, and I think that's a separate
I
healing space, but I don't know what they would have to do with the topic of dating.
We were not talking
well,
about black man. What are you talking about?
well,
I don't understand what she's talking about.
I guess talking about black men worshiping black men.
Correct.
Yeah. I, well, when we were talking about that, we're talking about don't worship black men or white men. That um now when what keeps us apart, um, black men will play a role in that by conditioning and telling black women how white men are. They will be a part of that. But us coming together, I get what you're saying. We make our own choices. Black men shouldn't be in the equation of the choice. But I think a lot of times they come in is because black women have some hurt or some bad what you call it, bad experiences, and maybe it's their way of healing. Um, you know, really, I don't want to talk about black men, but in a way, keeping us apart, they do play a role in that with the generalizations, with this fetishizer thing and all this stuff, and shaming black women for dating out. Um, I don't know. We were really going into black men tonight. Maybe the worship thing, but all men you
I was
shouldn't.
reading the chat. I was reading the chat as I was coming in.
Okay.
So
Was
I
it
don't,
okay?
so,
Oh, okay. You're
and
talking
and
about
I
the
did
chat.
make a comment in the chat before I came
Oh,
up.
okay. 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 That's where it. Yeah, because I didn't think we were really going in on black men. I mean, we did talk about the worship thing, and but we also said we shouldn't worship white men either. And that's the thing, black women putting themselves first, and not pouring everything into the man. Do what's best for you. And the men will come around. And I'm not going to tell you the white man's the best option. Okay.
You,
But
you
that's up
know
to
what,
you.
Brett?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be honest. I just think that black women are genuinely nurturers, and I
Mhm.
do think her specific role on this planet was to reproduce. And I
Mhm.
do think it's something innate in a lot of black, because a lot of young black girls will tell their fairy tale of their children and how many they want, etc., and they take it seriously.
Yeah.
And so I do believe that we were placed here to reproduce families and to care for them. And we are excellent care providers. But like you said, we do need to pour into ourselves. But
Yeah.
I do think that that's just something naturally um, we should be doing while married. I'm not talking about like promoting single motherhood,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And I
Right.
don't think black women this whole blaming black women for the single motherhood. I don't think there's any black woman that woke up and said that she wanted to be a single mother ever. So
No.
but no, these are good talking points. No, I was reading the
Mhm.
chat.
Oh, okay.
And so
Okay.
the conversation may have been different than what I was listening to.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but no,
Yeah.
there's some great points.
Yeah. And you're right. Black women shouldn't be blamed for the single mother. Because look, we're people, and look, black women are loving, they're nurturing, and like you said, they didn't wake up. Hey, I want to be a single mother. I mean, they don't want that. They
No.
think that the man they're with it loves her, and because they have intimate moments, they're having sexual relationship. I believe a lot of women they kind of open up their heart and think, okay, we're in love and this is going to work, and it can be false hope, but they didn't do it saying, okay, I'm going to get pumped and dump and here we go. No, they wanted a relationship. Most of I, I, but they do get blamed, and it's sad and it's wrong, and you know, and it's not just black women being single mothers; it's going across the board, and we need to stop blaming women for being single mothers. It's our fault as men, because most of the time, how do women get pregnant? The guy pursues her, he talks her into it, or just persuades her, or and I'm not saying but it happens, and she gets pregnant, and oh my God, I'm not ready to be a father. Okay, and then he bounces, then she's stuck with a child. The woman can't say, well, I'm not ready to be a mother. She's stuck. And our society needs a change. We need to
Mm.
not procreate till we're married. And I'm not just saying that because the Bible says that. No, it's better for society, it's better for the children, and it's better for the parents. The mother don't have to be alone, and then the father step up and have responsibility. Um, and but yeah, I don't blame black women for that at all. I mean, I know black women that I know that are beautiful, amazing women that would be awesome wives. It just so happens they have a child. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and judge her. And there's a bunch of black women out there that are single mothers that would be amazing wives, amazing mothers, not just to her child, but when you have children together. And there's a blessing out there. But we're so judgmental, but then most of the guys are crap judging the women. That makes no sense to me.
Well, that's because they have
Yeah,
ulterior motives. They have ulterior motives. The thing is, we have an innate ability to be leaders in our own right, in terms of caring for the children and what have you. And unfortunately, some of the guys, and it doesn't matter what color they are, some of the guys, the ones who are weak simps, they weaponize the leadership of a woman. They use that against them. And to sit up here and pursue this woman, like you say, and have sex with her, and then there's a baby, and then, oh, I'm not ready to be that. Well, if you're not ready, what do they say all the time? Put a helmet on that soldier, or get clipped, or what have you, Now, now all of a sudden, it's got too hot in the kitchen for you. There's a baby coming. There's a baby on the way. And, oh, that might mean I may have to go out and get a job. I may have to go out and provide for this family that I'm really not. Stop playing house. Stop playing house, and
right.
And stop putting it on us to make the decision to curtail these extra activities going on. Stop putting it all on us. And it's not right. It's not fair. Got a quick question. Why is J. Miles still on your deal? Because I just saw in the chat where he was JD Miles for.
I don't know. He came over. I don't care.
I know, but I didn't like what he said in the chat. It was like, if she disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect her. I'm like, oh, are you really you temper tantrum, my brother? Really? Because so if you come at me in a certain way and I get offended by it, and then I defend myself, oh, all of a sudden I'm disrespecting you. Now you got to put me in my place. The other thing he said that I really didn't like was something about who's gonna rescue you. We don't need rescuing. Once again, for the speech, we are leaders in our own right. Probably from the day we were conceived, I don't need you to rescue me. I'm doing fine without your ass.
Look, with what he said, whatever. That's his. I'm gonna drop this because it. Look.
Yeah, he's a troll.
We had a thing. Okay, I had someone in my chat that was, saying bad stuff about me and kind of backstabbing me on the side, but pretending like he's part of the panel. And so I was upset, and I said, you know what? And that guy made a reaction on me, and I said, you know what? I have more respect for him because I know where he stands.
Yes.
I know where, but somebody that's supposedly on my side, putting me down in the background, that's what I don't respect. At least I know somebody that's, don't agree with me or sort of like a rival. I get it.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. And he says, oh, well, you like black women, that's great. And, so we had like a respectful moment. Okay. Okay. You say it's okay for me to love black women, and, and that's a black guy saying it. So I do appreciate that. And then he got upset because one of the women on my channel called him a dusty. And then there's another woman that's not a swirler or divester, but you know, we have mutual respect. So he went in on her, and I said, it's just a bad look to say
Yeah.
you're going to put your foot up a woman's ass when, you know, regardless whether she likes you or agrees with you, we got to respect women. That's not,
Whoa.
you know, that was my whole thing. That was where I had the problem.
Mhm.
Now, you know, I'm just done with that.
Thank you.
But
Block his
but
ass.
but you know, back to the show. The topic and what keeps us apart, what brings
Mhm.
us together. That's my focus tonight. And
Yeah.
you know, and look, I know sometimes black women talk about black men and their hurt experiences, and I'm not going to police that. You know, sometimes people get that out. But really, what there's so many amazing things that bring us together.
Mhm.
Um, you know, what brought me and my wife together was a beautiful thing. We seen stuff in each other. We seen positivity. We knew we were meant for each other, and that's a great thing. And when I see that, it you know it's uplifting. You
Mhm.
know, they're not living by, okay, well, by their community or their racial group. They're coming together with true love, and
Yeah.
you know, that's a good thing. But on the other hand, this crazy stuff is keeping us apart.
Yeah.
And black women will ask me all the time, where are these white men that like black women? Where are they at? Where are they at? And
Mhm.
I says, well, where are you at?
Yeah.
And my point in that is, I can't tell you. Look, there are a lot of white men that love black women. Okay, but I can't tell you who they are because I can't read their mind unless I personally know them. I can't say, okay, what town you live in? You know, they might say, oh, I live in Los Angeles. Okay, well, go to 32nd Street and Elm, and on the corner, there they are. I can't do that. You know what I mean?
You
All
sound
I
like a
can,
pimp if you're doing that.
well, yeah, that don't sound right, right? No, or go to this town in this neighborhood. That's where they're
Yeah.
at. I can't do that.
No.
You know, you got to be in in that area. You got to be there. He's got to know you're there. And
Yes.
when I say to women, I'm not telling you chase after them, but a smile, you have a conversation that goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to understand, black women, there are a lot of black women that think white men don't like them. There are a lot of white men that think they don't have a chance with black women. And what I say to them is give each other a chance.
Mm.
Get to
Yeah.
know each other. Okay.
Yes.
And understand that white men don't approach like black men do generally. Okay.
Right. Right.
So if he's not after you, just up pushing up on you, trying to get your number and this and that,
Mhm.
that don't mean he don't like you. He just, maybe he's trying to get to know you. Maybe he's trying to feel his way in, see if he has a chance.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
and I tell white men, look, if you like her, just step up and approach. Be a little forward, but be respectful and let her know
Yes.
your intentions. You don't, you know, it's okay to tell her she's beautiful and you're interested in talking to her, and you know, you want to get to know her. That's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with being a gentleman, period.
Yeah, being a gentleman. Don't say, hey baby, you got a banging body and I just had to come up here.
Oh,
No,
hell
that's
no.
you know, that's the wrong way to approach. Now, you know, I don't want to bring black men into this, but they approach different than white men. We're just
Mhm.
different. It's a cultural thing.
It,
It
that
it
is.
it just is what it is.
Mhm.
You know, maybe we could, black men and white men, get together in this and perfect our approach,
Mhm.
because a lot of times it's seen negative. White men, they're kind of reluctant,
Mhm.
you know, and the black woman's kind of confused.
Yeah.
But then sometimes black men are perceived as being too aggressive, too upfront.
Yeah.
And I know women of different races, they freak out when a man pushes up on them like that, because Their men don't do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so maybe if you get a happy medium between us, maybe, hey,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
saying, you
Well, I
know,
think it's
go
mostly
ahead.
entitlement. It's like you automatically know this is a black woman. That's a sister over there. She looking good. She looking like a snack right about now. I'm ready to stop her up. But yeah, I got this. I'm gonna get her. I don't mind the confidence, but I do mind how you come to me with
Well,
that.
that,
I don't.
yeah,
I don't.
yeah, that seems more like arrogance and
Yes.
disrespectful.
Yes.
Confidence, you approach and you're kind to the lady, you talk to her.
Yes.
And look, you can be humbled and confident.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Right.
confidence ain't arrogance, thinking you're the greatest thing.
Right.
Confidence is like, you know what? I'm gonna give my shot.
Mm-hmm.
I got the courage. I can do this. Now,
Mm-hmm.
now, what the result is, you don't know till you go through with it. But that's confidence. Now, you
Yes.
might get rejected. You might get accepted.
It
That,
happens.
yeah, it happens, and I've been on both ends of the spectrum. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've
Mm-hmm.
dealt with a lot of rejection in my life, but that's
Yeah.
life.
That is
Yeah,
life.
you know. But I've had people that love me too, so it works out. I,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And there are black women that will date white men. White men don't. They're out there. There's ones out there that love you. And black women, same thing. There are white men that love you, that would love to have a relationship with you, that think you're amazing. Okay.
Have a
Um,
relationship of substance and not just like you say in the physical all the time or
yeah, not just look,
a notch.
the physical part needs to be the last part of love.
Yeah.
I, you know, and I've heard, women say you need to make love before you hit the bedroom. And that makes sense. Connect emotionally, spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
without physically touching her. And that
Mm-hmm.
way, the love is real when you get to the physical part. It's not just a lustful thing, wham bam, we're done. And you know, and and that's the problem with our relationships. We go more in the physical than everything else.
True.
The
True.
physical needs to be the last part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why say within marriage. That way the love is true, it's real, you have children, it's okay. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We get married, we have children. We need to get more back to the basics.
Yes.
Hooking up, going to bed, and well, yeah, sex feels good, but there's nothing there. There's no true love there. It's just lust. It just desire. Okay, you don't want to you want to have love put in with that also,
Yeah.
and you know, and but I looking at it, I think black women, white men have the best option going there, the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to be black women, white men that jump in bed together, and people do that.
Yeah.
But our society, we pay a heavy price for that. We really do. And our children pay a heavy price for our actions.
Mm.
If I would have impregnated my wife and not married her, my kids would suffer. My wife
Yes.
would suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And I would suffer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good for anybody.
No.
But it just anyway, and that's why we need the best option. And look, the best option might not look like you.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be in that mindset. We're not coming together because we look alike. We shouldn't. We come together because, hey, she's the best option for me. She would make the best wife, best mother. And the women should say, okay, that's the best for option to be a good husband, a good father. And that's where our mindset needs to be. Now, we
Mm-hmm.
still got to have that physical connection. We got to be attracted to each other. Don't go
Yeah.
for a man that looks good on paper, ladies, because your marriage won't work.
Oh.
Same thing, guys. Don't settle. Well, she'd be a good mom, but she don't really do it for me. But you
Mm.
got to still have the physical attraction. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't get away from that. Just don't make that everything. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
The
yeah.
situation and it can't help but to bring it up in terms of being a traditional woman. I don't mind being a traditional woman so long as you don't pervert that concept, that idea of what type of person you want in your life. The traditional woman, yeah, I can cook, clean, and I can go to work and everything, but I should not have to put up a neon sign say, "Hey, I need for you to pump the gas," or "Hey, take out the trash," or "Hey, get a job and pay some bills." Because I'm not married to Light Bill Larry. I am not.
The right. Well, that's the thing about a traditional thing. If he wants a traditional woman, he's got to be a traditional man. The
Absolutely.
traditional man's going to pump the gas, take out the trash, and get a job and do all that stuff.
Hmm.
So you know, but
To me, it becomes one sided because you're expecting for me to do all of this, hit up all the check marks on your bucket list, laundry list, or whatever, and you're not holding up your end of it. That's why I don't believe in this 50-50 love. No, no, no. I'm not 50% of a person. I'm 100% of a person. And on my best days, I could be 1,000%. But I am not bucking for somebody who's only going to give me half or can't even muster up being 25% of a man. I need 100. I
yeah.
needed to balance
Well,
out.
that's right. But and this goes along with if you're going to interracially
Hmm.
date or not interracially date,
Hmm.
you got to think about what you want, ladies, in a man, what you want in a relationship, and you know,
Put it out there in the universe.
but
Let
but
manifest that. I want a good
but
man.
yeah, but my thing is tonight. I know we kind of drift into different things, but
Hmm.
the thing of it is why are we not connecting more often? Thing is,
Yeah.
it is we come together and there's reasons why, and a lot of them are positive. A
Yeah.
lot of them are really a beautiful thing, but we keep ourselves apart based on what other people think,
Exactly. There's too much
based on
noise and static out
what
there.
too much on what our family thinks we should do, our
Hmm.
friends, the
Mhm.
Hmm.
community, all that crap, and
Hey,
just
Brad,
Hmm.
live your life. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I honestly think it's because of what other people will think.
Hmm.
And that's the biggest reasons. I'm referring to white men and black women.
You're right.
I
Yeah,
think that is um the ultimate up at the top. The
I
reason.
I think you're absolutely right, Rain. And it's not that we're not attracted to each other. We are.
Yeah.
It's we're worried about what other people think. That's the cold hard truth. And I hate to say that. We got so many good things we bring to the
Hmm.
relationship, but we lack that. Really, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah,
And
we
that's
allow other people to inflict their fears and insecurities on us. And
yeah,
for those who
Hmm.
state their opinions a lot of the times, you love and respect them, but at the same time, they need to know and understand. They need to give you space enough to make your own decisions, make your own mistakes. Just know, hey, don't make it to be where, okay, you can do what I say do, and then we can't go out together, or we can't be friends, we can't be family. Don't come back to me when it goes wrong. That's wrong. That's totally
right,
completely wrong. You inflict your insecurities on me, and if I respect you, then I will listen and I will do it the way you want me to do it or have do it. But when it comes down to it, it's gonna be me and him, and not me and my friends or me and my family. So
right,
if the reason that's the reason why it doesn't, or it's kind of going off the rails. That's the reason why we're apart, because we're too engrossed into adhering to the so-called warnings of our family and friends. And they're not always right. They're not always right. I'm not always right either, but I experience is the best teacher. I learn better when I make my mistakes. That's why I used to tell my classmates, in class, they were afraid to raise their hand up because they don't want to get the answer wrong, and then they look stupid in front of their friends or in front of their classmates.
Right.
No, you make all your mistakes in class during class discussion. That's rehearsal. When it comes down to the midterms and or the finals, it's showtime. You don't work the kinks out. You don't got all the information that you need so that you can make the decision to key in the correct answer. It's showtime, you know?
You know what the most beautiful thing is, I think,
What?
in life, on truly loving yourself, whether you're a man or woman, black or white, whatever.
Yeah.
The most beautiful thing is being just an individual, being yourself, and choosing your own path, and going to where what you think is the best option for you. Being able to make that decision. You know, if you love a black woman, say that's what I want in life. That's the best option, and don't be afraid to say it. A lot of white men out there love black women, but they like it's crazy, and it blows my mind. I'll be at work. I have a guy approach, hey, you know what? I like black women too, you know, and just kind of on the down low. Oh, you like black women? I'll say it loud. Yeah. I'd be looking around like, and I'm like, don't be embarrassed of who you love. Don't be afraid to say it. But worried about what other people think. People already know I love black women. They see me with my wife all the time. They'll hear me say it, and some say, "Well, dang, you talk like black women walk on water. Why do you do that? Why do you?" And it kind of carries from my YouTube because, you know, I'm being honest. I mean, I don't come in, hey, I like black women, everybody. I love black women. Hey, Joe, guess what? I love black women. It's not like that. But when I'm asked, oh, yeah, black women are the best option. Yes, they're the most beautiful. Well, why do you say that? Why would you say that? Well, that's my preference. Oh, so other women ain't beautiful? No, I didn't say that. But I think they're the best. And it's like, well, look at my wife. Why would I be married to a black woman and say black women aren't the best? Or I guess they want me to say a neutral thing. Well, no one's better than the other. They're all beautiful. I think that's what they're looking for. And look, just because you have a preference don't mean you hate the other one. That's who you're a better fit with. That's who's better for you. But people will say that, and it's like you don't have to whisper. You like, but just say it. And if you have a question for me, just ask. You know, they'll say, "Well, how do you approach? What do you say to them? What do black women like?" And I'm just like, they're women, okay? You know, they're like other women. They love a man that loves them, that's going to show them love and respect. And if she's attracted to you, and you say the right things, you can have a connection. I'm just,
Yes.
It's not rocket science. Interracial dating is not rocket science. There's black women that do not like you, and there's black women that do like you. I found out when I was dating as a teenager, I found out, wow, there's black women that just want to date white guys. And I'm like, oh my God, this is paradise. I mean, people are people.
Yes.
You know, people are either going to love you or they don't.
Yeah.
And the thing is to just find someone that loves you, you know, and I mean, it is what
it is. The thing is, does it make you a bad person because that's your preference? Does that make you a bad person? Does that make you a person that has no morals, no values, no scruples because that's your preference? I can't stress this enough. Like, some people like sushi. My idea of sushi is roll up in cornmeal and fried in grease. Does that make me a bad person? Maybe sick and twisted, but not a bad person. That's just my preference.
Right. And especially when it comes to relationships, you can't let other people decide that for you. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know. But anyway, the thing of it is why we don't come together is because we worry about what people think. We're afraid to get out of that comfort zone, and we just take the path of least resistance. That's it in a nutshell. You know, and we come together because we're able to get out of that comfort zone. We're able to get to know each other, give each other a chance, and who knows? You might find out, wow, she's amazing. He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back when I was on a date. I think I was like 19 or 20. I was at a high school, and this black woman was like, wow, you're she was like, I really like you. You're amazing. You're nice. I didn't think white men were like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like, well, thank you for saying that, but her perception of white men is like they're lustful, they're weird, they're I think she thought I was going to make a move on her on a first date, but I didn't. But why would I do that? And I treated her nice, and she was amazed. It's like, and why would that surprise you? And why would you take a chance with me if you were worried? I just, that was a weird situation, but it was a good date. It ended up being a good relationship, but it was like she had a preconception of what she thought I was about, based on race. And race has nothing to do with my character or where my heart is, and all it does is it determines what I look like. My DNA just determines how I look, what color my skin tone is, my eyes, my hair. That's just genetics. What's really defines me as a person is what's in my heart, my decisions I make, how I treat people. And that's how we got to look at it. Look, open up your options. I've seen amazing things black women do, and that really attracted me. That really, and I see, and I tell people, I have love for black women. We should love and respect black women. And some people say, well, why are you caping for her? Because she's not a swirler. She's not a divester. Why are you caping? And I'm like, dude, she's a woman. She's a lady. We got to respect her. And that's a problem with society. We only have love for those that have love for us. And it's like, and it blows my mind.
We can change it. I mean, a little bit at a time, however it takes. If we're at the point where you want to put in people's heads that you should stay with your quote unquote own kind, I feel like we have it in us to change that perception into, like, remember who you are. Love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, who in the hell is going to love you? Love yourself first enough not to inflict somebody else's sick, twisted ideals of who you are, who you're supposed to be, whether there's a black man or white man. I think it can change.
Yep, right. Hello, Prism. How's it going? Welcome to the panel.
Hey, I'm just gonna sit here and listen. I just want to I just want to be here because how I am. I'm just curious about, I'm just curious, how it is sometimes when I'm just trying to figure out why certain people with certain thinking and certain mentalities are here in the divestment space. So I'm just listening.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. But I just think we when I go back to why we're apart, why we stay apart, why we don't come together, I'm just thinking, why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we and you know what? Oh, I got a point. You were talking about we could change it. We can it is changing. Don't get me wrong. And me and my wife, we love seeing it. I remember we went to a arena football game, and there was this interracial couple, and it was so neat. They were young, and you know, I think they're like in their 20s, right? And me and my wife walked past them. It's like, you know, and it's weird. It's like we have like a connection, and we just smiled and waved, and then we started talking, and they were amazed. We were married 30 years, well,
Nice.
almost 30 years, 29 years, and they were getting ready to get married, and I was like, oh my God. And it's like history repeating itself through different people. It's like I kind of feel like me and my wife kind of feel like we're passing the torch, kind of like, you know, and it's encouraging to see they're opening up their options. Now it's easier to do it now than when me and my wife did it, and it's easier when me and my wife did it opposed to the Lovings that did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Society's getting better with that, and that's a good thing. But there's still some stigma. There's still some you know, people against it. There's still haters. There's still what I call the modern day segregationist, the one that just wants to stay with his own race. And there's nothing wrong with having a preference for your own race of women. Nothing wrong with that. That's not racist. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that try to control others that think like they do because they think their group is superior than the other group, And, you know, but, you know, we're seeing this happening with younger people. I love seeing it. But I remember back in the 80s when I was in high school, I remember back in 85, I was doing it. And some of my friends were interracially dating. It was happening then. It's happening more now, but I remember it was like, you know, people thought I was weird because I liked black women back then, and that's who I wanted to date. That's who I was attracted to. Today it would be like, okay, nobody would think twice. It'd be like, that's what he likes. Then it was like, whoa, what's wrong with you? Like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with me. Now they look at me and say, wow, there's something about what you were doing. We didn't see it. So looking back and going to my 30-year high school reunion, I'm thinking, people say, wow, you're still married to your wife? Well, of course I am. You know, and some of them been married 3, 4, 5 times. And they thought I was crazy for opening up my options. They thought I was the weird one. And you know, I remember I see one guy that tried to discourage it, but married a black woman. Okay, let that make sense. And one guy was like, wow, maybe I should get a black woman. I said, no, get right with God and then get you a black wife, you know. Yeah. But you know what? It's beautiful. It was like vindication. It was like you went in on me because of my decision. And it proved to be the right decision. And that's, you know what? But when you really have true love, it's going to work. I knew our marriage was good to go. I knew, and that wasn't arrogance, and that wasn't pride thinking, no, it was like I knew I had true love. I knew me and Sandy were meant to be with each other. I knew it.
Good.
And you know what? It's been beautiful. Now we're human. We do get on each other's nerves at times. But we love each other more than our problems. So guess what? We're blessed and it works out.
But nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Yeah.
That's right.
I love how you're the catalyst, the poster boy for Swirling, because while your friends was questioning you, now the others like, maybe he's onto something. But I like what you said. Get right with God first, because you need to have a spiritual connection with the person whom you want to be with, and you need to get an understanding that it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go, or make sure that you don't have any ulterior motives. some hidden agendas. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that this person is, you're attracted to this person. Well, she happens to be African American. That's fine. But this person you're attracted to because all the beautiful qualities that she has.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, like you said, get right with God and allow Him to create in you a clean heart, yeah, go for it. Go for it. It can happen. It can work. But don't choose it like not like an experiment. You know.
You know what? And people say I was weird, but you know what? It wasn't weird at all. And I felt something. And there's something about Black women. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's beautiful women all over, and don't get me wrong, but something about Black women, something that really,
mm-hmm.
and I remember as a child, something that really made me think Black women were amazing. I mean, and I talked to my mother about this, and she says, "Yeah, well, you always loved Black women when you were a child." She said there was something about you and Black women, and my parents knew I was going to marry a Black woman. Before I knew it. But you know, and I look back, I was talking to my mom. She says, yeah. She said, when you were 3 years old, we're sitting in a doctor's office and you were walking around and there was a Black woman there. And you walked up to her and she said hi and she was talking to you. And you got up on that couch and you sat next to her and you just hugged her. And she was, and then my mom went running over and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And I guess the lady was like, thought it was cute. She said, "Oh, wow, he's so friendly, you know."
Uh-huh.
And my mom said, no, he's really not. He's just friendly with people he likes, and he likes you." And I don't remember that, but she told me that. She says, "Yeah, you would do stuff like that," and you know, and then. You know, when you were growing up in the 70s, she said you were crazy about Donna Summer, and we knew you loved Black women. And my dad told me the same thing. He said, but that wasn't a problem. We just hoped that you got a woman that loved you. And I'm thankful my parents, you know, didn't say, hey, you know, stay with your own kind. What are you doing, son?
Yeah.
They never did that. And you know, why I feel that way about Black women? Why did I feel that way as a child? Why did I grow up feeling that way? And I think about this because people say, well, you could have found a beautiful white woman that loved you with all your heart, or an Asian. Yes, I could have found that. But it happened to be a Black woman. Why? And what? I see, I think there's a reason for everything. It was supposed to happen.
You
It
know
was
what?
God's plan.
Brent?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're going to have people that are very race loyal and very racist that will question you if you date a woman that is not like you.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and you're going to have people that are like that are that are very race loyal. They're, you know, they want to stick to their own race, but inside of them they have like internal racism where they feel like if you're entering into a marriage with another race, you're washing out your genetics. Whether it's Black or, you know, white or whatever. People you know, they have a certain, it's some kind of certain fear that they have where their race goes extinct. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. You made your choice, and that was the right choice for you. Like, I make choices in my life that is best for me. So nobody should even be questioning who you marry.
Right. Yeah, and you know, but just some things are meant to be, and it's look, I made the right choice and it worked. And I know people are going to try to persuade you what they think. And then the thing about you're washing your jeans out. I've had people tell me, they said, and this one guy told me, and he was totally against it. He says, you know what? You're going around slinging your jeans around. I'm like, what do you mean slinging them around? I'm not slinging my jeans. I only had children with my wife. So I'm not slinging my jeans around. I just procreated with a black woman. That's my wife. I've had people tell me that and say, well, white people are going to disappear, because of people like you. No, they ain't. And I've heard black people say, well, black women dating out, or black men going for the snow bunny, that type of thing. You're getting rid of the black race. No, look, we're human beings. There will always be light and dark people. But man is constantly changing. I looked at my DNA, and I'm 100% white guy. I figured that out. But when I look at it, it's scattered all across Europe, from Norway, Sweden, all the way to England, Ireland, Scotland, Norway, Germany, France, the Netherlands, and it's like, and they put it in all these percentages, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow, I can't even claim a country in Europe. I can't. So nor would I. I'm American anyway, but I can't say, well, this is the group I came from, because it's scattered. Yeah, they're all white people, but it just tells me that in Europe, people were moving around, procreating with each other, having marriages in different countries in Europe, right? Well, that's how the world is. Now we're more global. So guess what? There's a lot of black people, white people, Asian, and we're mixing it up. That don't matter. All that matters is the character of people. I don't worship the skin tone. I don't worship what I look like. I worship God, and I want to be around people that I love, that love me. Will they look like me? Some will, some won't. But I mean, things are always changing. And once we get out of our comfort zone more, it's going to change even more. And that's okay. It's okay to have biracial children running this country.
Hey, Mr. Brent, can I jump in really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I don't want to sidetrack, because I just want to say something really quick, because I know there's a couple of questions and certain things like that think Nia Letty, I deleted my channel for a minute because I need to reboot on something. So let me say this, Mr. Brent, because I care about this subsection of women, and I'm concerned about Black women in general. And I realize that a lot of Black women in this space, you have to be very careful. Okay. I need you all to be very careful, number one, of your image. That's number one. Be careful about camming up. Be careful about, this is a public platform. Anything you say will be used against you. Be careful what you say. Be careful of the stories that you tell. Be careful about too much honesty, because too many people are in this space and they're looking for every little thing to jump on you. Okay? Any and every little thing. Be careful about who you're letting into this space. There's a lot of women who are coming into this space. They're not divestment and they're not swirlers. They're not. We don't know what they are. We call them Decepticons. Be careful about those women. I've ran into a number of those women on the streets of YouTube. And I'm glad that they're no longer in my space, because they really don't have Black women as the forefront of their thinking or as their relationships or anything. And they become the most dangerous women that I've ever encountered in my life in the streets of YouTube. I don't have relationships like this outside of YouTube, but inside of YouTube, I found out that there are a lot of women who are deceptive and they do not have your interest as their best. Their interest is their own interest. And you have to be careful coming into these spaces, being real and open, because a lot of people are just, they're out here just attacking Brett in this space and other spaces for no reason. So I'm being very careful and cautious about everybody now coming into this space. Just be careful, ladies, please. Just be careful. Be careful who you connect with, who you subscribe to, because they do not have the same thinking that you do about divestment or what divestment is. They think divestment is about men, and it's not. You need to find out what it really means for you, because it doesn't have the same definition for everyone. Protect your own interests, women. And I mean, and that's the one thing that everybody has heard me say from the beginning, and I'm going to continue to be vigilant about it. Watch out for these Decepticon women, please.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I totally do. I appreciate that. I'm that type of person where I listen to any and everything you say, whether I like it or not. But I see the truth from whence you come from, and I see the place from whence you come from, and you're exactly right. Because sometimes I get caught up in my own little, world, fantasy, whatever you want to call it, and it is what it is, and I appreciate the keep it real corner about it. And I'm never too old to learn a doggone thing. Okay, I just turned 6. I'm never too old to learn anything new. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, let me say one thing too. The Decepticon. Okay. There are men Decepticons in this space too. And look, be careful, ladies, who you talk to. Be careful who you give your email to. Seriously. Okay. I wish I could make this platform where we come together and people could date and find true love and all that beautiful stuff. I wish. Okay. Reality here. Okay.
It's kind of like what we discussed earlier, Brent, about being deceived, because you do have men that comes in different appearances, such as the corporate guy that pretends to be nice, but when you really get to know him, he shows his true colors at the end. It's no different than Octavius in the hood, acting ratchet and creating different baby mamas. The corporate man is no different from him. So basically, women, we have to be very vigilant of who we interact with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But when it pertains to this channel, I just want to, you guys be careful. This is a good space. I love this channel. I love you guys, but there are people that come in with alternative motives, okay? And I'm just going to say, ladies, be careful of the men that you talk to, okay? I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying there are some that are not looking to swirl to divestment, that don't have the black woman's best interest in hand, that will exploit you, okay? And just because somebody comes on my channel, if some guy comes on here and we have a good conversation and we're saying, hey, bro, we're calling each other brothers, and, we seem like we're good buddies and it looks good, and then he contacts you, just know this. We don't know each other like that. Yeah, we're having a good conversation. Yeah, we're two white guys that say we love black women. Okay? That does not mean that is what it is. Now, me, I love black women. And I do show my face. I do cam up. I do show you my wife. And I just felt I have to let you know this is real. I'm not just the guy up here trying to get views or trying to talk about something I'm not living. because what you see is what you get. But be careful. Not everybody's like that. Not every guy in the space, he might be attracted to black women. But he might want to use you in a certain way. He might not really love black women. He might just lust for black women. Or he might want to try to use you for his own purpose. You know what I mean? Now, look, there's a lot of good guys on this channel. Don't get me wrong, that are good men. But there are guys that come in that are not who you think they are. Be careful. Okay? And look, I would give the advice, if you're going to get in a relationship, do it off YouTube, okay? Do it away from YouTube, okay? Not saying you can't find a great person that you fall in love with on YouTube. Yes, it can happen. But there's so many trolls, so many people that aren't who they say they are, so many. Look, and I don't want this channel to lead to some woman getting with the wrong guy. Does that make sense? I don't want that to happen. I want it to be positive. Now, people do hook up on my channel. They've done it. They do it. But I'm just saying, be careful. Okay? Just please, ladies, you're amazing and beautiful. You can find a good man in your hometown and where you're at. You don't have to go to YouTube for it. And guys, if you're afraid to date black women, you just go and approach them. Do it. You don't have to do this on YouTube. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying I'm just giving you guys a warning. Just be careful. Okay? YouTube, as we know, is very toxic. Okay?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that aren't who they say they are. There's a lot of fakers, a lot of charlatans. There's and black women, please. Just because you see a white guy like me that says he loves you and thinks you're awesome, be careful, okay? Not saying he's not that, but there's a lot of white men, out there that are kind of manipulating the situation on YouTube. I'm just saying. There's good ones out there too, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, be careful. Just remember, this is YouTube. It's a beautiful thing. We could come together, have a panel, talk about interracial relationships, and help each other out. Help each other get the courage to get to know each other, to open up your options. Where women can choose their path and put themselves first. Where black women, you can choose your own path. If you want to divest, heal, and do it. Okay? And I say you're going to swirl, do it for the right reasons. Do it for investment. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. Just be careful. Like Prism says, be careful, ladies. I'm telling you, ladies, be careful. And guys too. Hey, look, there's black women that will exploit you too. Most black women here are good women, but there's corruption in every element. Just saying. Okay? But that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway. I took everybody off. There we go. We're back. Accidentally hit the wrong button. But seriously, guys, think about this. Don't be afraid to open up your options, but you got to have the courage to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to be able to put the person you love above yourself. Okay? That means you want to be with a black woman, white man or non-black man, she has to be more important to you than your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, cousins, whatever, your friends. She's number one. And if she can't be number one, leave her alone. Okay? You don't need to step in an interracial relationship if you're not able to put her first. Okay? Just saying. And ladies, if he don't give you that, leave him alone. Okay? But anyway. This was a good talk today. I'm going to be closing this. I got to get to the store. Me and my wife got some stuff we got to do. But I love you guys. Thank you for coming on. Before I shut down, I'm going to let you guys give your last word, and then I'm going to shut down. And I'll go around. I'll start with Betterment, then Diamond, then Prism, then Rain. Okay?
Cool.
So go ahead and give your final thoughts, and we'll have a good day. All right. Betterment, you want to any last words? Hello? Betterment, any last words? Okay, she's on mute. I don't know why. Okay. Well, we'll come back to her. Diamond, do you have anything?
Yeah, I do. I just want to say, if I haven't said it before, thank you so much. I appreciate this channel. Not only because of your stories that you share with us, but I appreciate everybody on the panel today for giving us food for thought. Love you guys in the chat room. Hey, ladies, what's going on? What's up? But I love the camaraderie. I love the support, and I love that you all are keeping it real about how dangerous it can be, and make sure that we're looking out for ourselves and to be safe. So thank you, ladies on the panel today, and thank you guys in the chat room. Love you so much. Mwah.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Diamond. Miss Brio, yeah, you can send me topics in the email. Yes. Yeah, go ahead and email me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Betterment. Are you there? Okay. All right. Then we'll go.
Mr. Roadrunner, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I had my microphone. I hit it, and when I hit it, it goes to a different setting. I have to go back in. So I got to change the cord. I think the cord is, I think it's shorting out. So I got to change that. Yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah, go ahead, Prism.
Yeah, just because I love and I respect you and Miss Sandy a lot. I just, and I've been in this space, and my mission has never deterred other than to make Black women safe, not just online but outside of YouTube spaces. And I just want to encourage you to be vigilant, protect yourselves, not just, outside, but definitely online, protect your images and stuff like that. Be careful who you're connecting with. Like Mr. Brent has said, that we've experienced a lot of different things in this space. And I continue to see people like Mr. Brent never had to do any roast before certain people started coming into this space. He never had to do any roasting, had nothing to do with me. And we have to be very careful who we connect with and who we allow people to bring into a space. I've learned a hard lesson about that over the last 6 months about dealing with people who I should never have dealt with. Their mission is nothing aligned with women being protected online. Their mission is just themselves. So definitely Hey, El Musina, Cyber Dreams is not a troll. She's a real person, and she does care about Black women. So please don't block her. She's a real person. But other than that, Mr. Brent, you know that I love you and Miss Sandy. I appreciate y'all always being there, supporting me behind the scenes as well as online. Being just a surrogate mother and father, prayer warriors for me, covering me with people and certain things going on online. I cannot tell you how much I love you and the women in this space.
Oh, thank you so much.
You
We
have a
love
good
you
day.
too. You too. All right. Well, you did that. Rain
Somebody
dropped
blocked
off.
Cyber. Somebody blocked her.
Who
Did somebody
blocked her?
block Cyber? Yes, somebody did.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they blocked her. I don't know how to. Let me see if I can unhide her.
Hey, Mr. Brent, you're probably going to have to go through your thing to unblock her because
Yeah.
nobody else is a managing mod. It's okay. It's okay, El Musima. It's okay. It's not a problem. I understand.
We need to block. What did she do? I don't know.
She didn't do anything.
Oh.
But somebody thought she was a troll, but
Oh, they thought. Yeah, I'll unblock her. I have to go
no,
to the.
I think she's good. It's
No,
all
it's
good.
good. Yeah, there she is. Nobody
Yeah.
blocked her. Okay.
No, like somebody did before, but she was unblocked.
Oh, was she okay? Maybe
Yeah.
accidentally. I don't know. Rain dropped off. Rain, if you're there, if you want to come up and do a
Final thoughts.
yeah, if you want, I guess not. Okay. Prison dropped off. Okay. All right, guys. I think everybody. Oh, Betterment.
Okay.
Did you want
Yeah.
to say something before you go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Please tune in for my ladies' night at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
I will be going live. Everybody can say what they want to say as long as we are respectful to each other. Is it okay if I send the link to the live down into the chat? Is that okay with you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are going to have a ladies night. You guys are free to come up and talk about like different topics. What you want to talk about. It's okay. This is a safe space. Nobody's here to attack you. Um, as a YouTuber myself, it's my job to make sure that Black women are protected in my space, and that's what I am here to do. So no trolling. And if anybody is my mod on this channel, CC, you're one of my mods. I really need you guys to be there just in case that I have a troll coming in the chat room, disturbing a Black woman's space, because you know how it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If I get back in time, I'll be there. I just got some stuff I got to do that I put off for the show. But yeah. Well, there's our link if you guys want to go over 8 o'clock, you say?
7 p.m. Pacific.
7 Pacific. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's 7 Pacific, guys. So, all right. All right. Well, if I'm back in time, I'll be there. Okay. If not, I'll be listening in. But anyway. But okay. Anyway, let me go ahead and close this. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on. I'll see you guys soon. I think I'll do a prayer meeting Tuesday. I was going to do it today, but I got so much going on. But anyway, you guys have a good night. And I'll see you guys soon. Okay. I love you guys, but be careful out there. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Thanks, Betterment, for coming on, and everybody in the chat. Sorry, I muted myself. Actually,
No, I thought something happened to my internet. I was like, oh my goodness.
No, yeah, I got to change out this cord because I barely touch it and it knocks off, and then it mutes, and then I got to go back to the settings and pick the microphone because it goes back to the default. But anyway, all right. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming on. I'll see you, young lady. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thanks for being part of the show. Don't be afraid. Open up your options. Black women, white men, give each other a chance. Black women, white men, you just might find somebody that loves you, that you're a good fit. Okay. But anyway, it was good being here. Winter Glow, thanks. Good seeing you. Thank you, Prism, Betterment, Diamond, Rain. Thank you guys for coming on. There's a good panel tonight. Thank you so much. But think about it. What keeps us apart and what brings us together? Okay. But anyway, guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. Swirl to investment.